So, you have your main. Now, you want a secondary character. Well, hopefully, after watching this video, you'll be able to correctly select a secondary that's right for you. So, let's get into the criteria of what you really want for a secondary. First off, I believe that most people have a misconception about your main, that you have to main someone at least within the top 10. But I want everyone to know that when selecting a main, the most important thing isn't how high a character ranks. Sometimes those rankings are really even incorrect. It's more about playing a character that you feel comfortable with, and I think you'll see a lot of top pros preach this same thing. You could take a character that is considered low tier and really master that character and bring out the best in the character. Come up with your own strategies while feeling extremely comfortable with that character. Then not only do you have the surprise factor that a previously thought low tier character that other people may not be ready for in tournament. So I just wanted to clear that up first, that really you can use any character as long as you are ready to put in the time to make that character good. But back to the hand of secondaries. Now, what do you think you should use when creating a secondary? Well, obviously, you want to take the weaknesses of your main and find a secondary that covers those weaknesses. To give you an example, I play Diddy Kong, and a big strength of Diddy Kong is his forward air. It's a great attacking move, a great get off me move, and it leads into a lot of combos, so it's pretty heavily used in Diddy Kong. So certain characters that Diddy Kong has a lot of trouble with are characters that tend to be really low to the ground, such as Pikachu, for example. It's a very bad matchup for me. Pikachu is really low to the ground, so I have a hard time hitting him with any aerials. And also, when he uses Thunder Jolt, it's also hard to approach and get that banana out or go for that grab. So it really limits my options to where I really have to outplay the Pikachu. And that's just one example of a bad matchup for that character. So, for example, I play Diddy, and I have two secondaries that I use. But one of them is Ness, just for that Pikachu matchup. I can absorb the Thunder Jolt, and it's not as big as a deal if I can't land my aerials because Ness has so many good ground options. And since it takes away Pikachu's Thunder Jolt, that's a really hard matchup for Pikachu if I'm playing it correctly. So that's what you should be thinking about when selecting your secondary. You want to think, what is my main's weakness and how can I cover it? I feel a lot of people actually make the mistake of making their secondary extremely close to their main. For example, if you play Ness and your secondary is Lucas, you're not really changing. I mean, yes, the characters are different and they have differences, but they're not so different that Lucas is making up for what Ness lacks. And that is the most important thing. So what you want to do is take your character, make a list of all the characters that you have problems in a matchup, and you can do this in a number of ways. First off, take your match experience. What characters have you often had problems with your main? And see if there's ways that you can improve or take advantage of that matchup by watching like videos of pros playing. And if you're still having problems, then you want to start looking at a secondary that has a lot of strengths. So for me, I took Diddy Kong, and I made a list of the characters I have trouble with Diddy Kong. And then I looked at characters with a combination of my experience, other professional players' choices, and Smashboard opinions and rankings, and went from there and choosing a character that strongly matched up with my character's weak matchups. And that's really what you got to think about when choosing your secondary. So I hope this video was helpful to anybody out there looking for a suitable secondary. And if you guys have any questions about my own opinions on what you should main, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I'll just give you my own opinion on who I think you should secondary pick from your main. So if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below. Again, I hope I helped some of you guys out with picking your secondary, and keep it posted right here for more Smash content.